Tesla has just unveiled something truly futuristic: the Cybercab Robotaxi and the sleek new Rover. They are targeting a 2026 launch and plan to price them under 30,000. A game changer, right? Wait, while these sound like a dream for many, there are a cloud of uncertainty. Scientists are sounding the alarm about the big hurdles, regulatory challenges, safety concerns, and whether Tesla can ever hit the 2026 deadline. And here's the kicker: Tesla is facing real pressure. With the demand for electric vehicles slipping, the stakes have never been higher. The UN is sounding the alarms on organized crime groups in the region using cryptocurrency for large-scale criminal activity. It is staggering revelation. The losses are mind-blowing. Fraud and scams have cost between 18 billion to 37 billion in 2023 alone. The scale of this hard to even imagine. These crime groups are taking advantage of unregulated virtual asset providers and cryptocurrency services to launder money, making it harder to trace and stop them. And it is getting worse. These criminals are now using cutting-edge generative AI deepfakes to make their scams even more convincing. It is a terrifying blend of technology and crime, and it is becoming a massive problem. Brazil has just lifted its ban on Elon Musk's platform X, but only after hitting them with a whopping 5.1 million fine. It has been standoff for months. The issue is X had been under fire for allowing accounts that spread misinformation world. But now, those problematic accounts has been blocked and Brazil is finally ready to restore services. It's been over 20 million users in Brazil will soon get access back to the platform they have been locked out of. It wasn't an easy road. X had been defamed for months. But in the end, they had to comply. Now, the question is, can they keep things under control moving forward? The US bankruptcy judge has officially approved FTX Reorganization plan, which means funds can finally start being distributed to creditors. It is a huge step toward after months of uncertainty. 94% of creditors voted in favor of the plan, representing a staggering 6.83 billion in claims. People are desperately hoping to get something back after collapsing of the exchange. But there are still some controversy. Critics are pushing towards payout in cryptocurrency instead of cash, arguing that it could help avoid some major tax headaches. Here's the thought pill to swallow. The judge, John Dorsey, confirmed that the value of FTX token, FTX owned cryptocurrency, is currently zero. Anyone holding on to hope, that is a harsh reality check. XSGD, Singaporean first dollar-backed stablecoin, has officially launched on Bitstamp. It is a major step toward for cross-border payment, making things faster and smoother. What makes XSGD special? It is a fully backed by Singaporean dollar, offering a level of transparency and stability that hard to find. It is all about trust in digital world. The stablecoin is now available for global use. It is ready to make seamless transaction easier than ever. This listing has been a big win for financial inclusion in global commerce. Has it opened new doors for people and businesses to move money quickly and securely across borders? Coinbase has just added EigenLayer, a major Ethereum restaking project. This is a big for anyone keeping an eye on Ethereum development. So, What is the buzz about the EigenLayer? It allows Ether holders to restake their tokens, boost capital efficiencies, and get more out of their assets. Not only that, it promotes better rewards for stakers, adds an extra layer of security to Ethereum network, definitely a win-win. And here's something interesting. Actual futures are already trading at $3.98 even before the official launch. SBI has seized a staggering $6 million in cryptocurrency connected to scammers who were specialized targeting Americans. It's a huge victory in fight against these criminals. These fraudsters played on people through dating apps, social groups, building trust before they luring them into fake crypto investment schemes. It is heartbreaking. Many victims lost their life savings. These scammers have devastated life, and the FBI making it clear they won't stop until they hold these criminals accountable, even if they are operating from overseas. Let's look at some of the charts. For S&P 500, we can see it's making all-time high, as well as Dow Jones also making all-time highs. Let's watch how this trend line is forming and where's the support for S&P 500. So we can see S&P building a strong support around 5,700 range. And at the same time, if you look at Nasdaq, it's sideways. There's no much movement in the last week. Crude oil just bit of cooling down after tensions in Middle East. Let's look at some of the cryptocurrency charts. So we can clearly see there's no much movement in last week. Last 2 days, Bitcoin trying to recover from the dip. Still people trying to hold the line in 62-63 range. Hope we can find some support in that range and start breaking through this resistance. So compared to Bitcoin and some of the other altcoins, we don't see Ethereum actually making any significant movement in this year. So same what we can see in the last week. There's no much movement in Ethereum. This is something we have to investigate in a separate session. Solana also sideways. There's no much movement in last week. Bitcoin still maintaining the market dominance compared to the altcoins. Key information released in the last week. Consumer credit forecast was 13.2 billion. Actual was 8.9 billion. Why? Majority of the consumers prioritizing paying their debts rather than acquiring new credit. Let's look at the small business optimism index. Forecast 91.8. Actual was 91.5. Ongoing trend indicates small business owners remain generally optimistic. Let's look at wholesale inventories. Forecast was 0.2. Actual was 0.1. This decline makes a shift after several months of more stable inventory levels observed in last year. Initial job claims, the forecast was 230,000. Actual has increased, which is 58,000. The jump was attributed part of Hurricane Helen and ongoing labor disputes such as Boeing strike, which contribute to the higher claims. Consumer price index forecast was 0.2%, actual was 0.1%. The price saw significant drop, with gasoline price down. PI forecast 2.3, actual 2.4%. The latest data suggests that inflation is moderating, providing support for the Federal Reserve to maintain its current interest rate policy. Look at some of the key earning releases due in next week. Bank of America. As we know, Warren Buffett has sold 10 billion worth of Bank of America shares since mid-July, which contributed to decline the stock by 9.2%. Next, Citigroup. Citigroup has undergone restructuring and optimization operations and has formed 2.5 billion private credit partnership with Apollo Global Management. Goldman Sachs also supposed to release earnings next week. Netflix also releasing Q3 earnings next week, and it's expecting about 4 million new subscribers. That will add up to 286 million active users. Johnson & Johnson, they have very strong performance from key cancer drugs. Procter & Gamble implemented 3% price increase, slightly above analysis prediction, but this was the smallest price hike since Q2 2022, reflecting a curious approach to price increase. Walgreens. Wall Street analysts expect Walgreens to report quarterly earnings of 0.36 per share, a significant 6.3 decline compared to the same period last year. Swap. The company experienced deceleration in cash alignment activities during Q3 2024. Net outflow from the transactional cash were lower, and bank sweep deposit increased for the first time since March 2022. Fifth, Third Bangkok. Q3 2024 earning estimated is projected 0.82 per share, decreased from 0.92 per share in the same quarter last year. This reduction in earnings is attributed to increased cost and challenging economic environment that affected profitability. Morgan Stanley's performance was influenced by the overall economic condition, particularly the Federal Reserve decision on interest rate. The rate cut has dual impact, potentially stimulating investment banking activities, but also squeeze the interest rate margin that banks earn.